Hi everybody, it's Christina from Card Making Magic. Today we're going to make a shaker card and I'm going to be using the 6x6 card and box die set, and we'll make a stand to put it on. We'll also create the box for both of these items. This is my colour scheme and I have a couple of sheets of speciality card here from Tonic. Now we're also going to need a piece of acetate and some double-sided sticky sheet to add the words. So let's get all the die cutting out of the way first. With the box die, I'm using 2 pieces of white card and I need to cut these with the die so that I have the 2 pieces the same. Now with the card making element to the die set, I'm going to fold another piece of A4 card in half and place the non-cutting edge over the fold, and that will give me a card that I can use either with the fold at the side or, as I like to use them, with the fold at the top. Now with the trellis part to the die, I've taken the outer edge and I have cut myself a square. And then into that square I'm going to place the patterned piece because they cut better when they're separate, and I'm going to run that through my die cutting machine and that will give me a piece then that looks like this. So that's another element to my card. Now, keeping this piece that goes with the trellis die, I'm going to take the scalloped one and I'm going to place them together. And I'm going to cut that several times in navy blue card because that will make me a really pretty frame. And then from the speciality card, I've cut another frame and that's in the silky blue. Now also with the outer frame from the trellis die, I've cut a square from the acetate and I'm going to cut another square from this beautiful pearl coloured card. Now also from the special card, I'm going to hand cut 2 more layers that will sit on the front of my card, leaving just a small border around 4 sides. So there's the 2 layers from the front of my card. Now when I created this frame there was a piece left over, and so I've used that to line the inside of my card and I've layered it onto a piece of white card cut with the stitched edge. So that's the inside of my card created as well. And you can also put a little white label over there for you to sign or to add a verse to. There's the front, the inside of my card, and some of the other items cut that I need to create my shaker. So the sentiment die is in 2 pieces. From the solid piece I've cut my layer from Parchment, and then with the word I've added some double-sided sticky adhesive to a piece of navy blue card. I've added the words to the piece and I have cut this 3 times. Now if you want your words in the navy blue, then obviously you'll put your die on the card that way around. But I've left the sticky bit to the top. They're all going to layer, but on that top layer I want to add in some blue glitter. So with the dark blue, the pale blue and the white and some dark green, I've cut the rest of the things that I need. So I've got my flowers that I can layer up. I've got some little flourishes with, again, the double-sided tape on the back to add to my card. And I've also got leaves that will tuck in behind the flowers. Now for the easel stand, we've taken the solid layer and I've cut 1 piece, and then from the filigree layer I've cut 2 pieces, and they're going to be glued one on either side of the easel stand. So once you have all these pieces glued together, you're going to need to score it down that centre line on both sides and just bend it in the middle and that will then stand to hold your card once it's completed. So I think that's all the elements that we need for our shaker card, but obviously you're going to need something to put in the middle of it, and I've got some beautiful sparkly sequins. So the first thing we're going to do is glue all these frames together and leave the one from the special paper to go on the top. So once you have your lovely thick frame glued together, turn it so that the correct side is facing down and glue in your piece of acetate. Once this is dry, I'm going to flip it so that the right side is facing down, and I'm going to add a double layer of foam tape around the edge. Now you don't want there to be any gaps in this, otherwise your shaker elements will fall out. So there's no gaps at all in there. Now if you have an anti-static tool, you can just wipe around the outside of that frame and that will stop your sequins from sticking to it. If you don't have one of these, you can always use a little bit of talcum powder. So to create the shaker element, into this centre I'm going to put my sequins, and then I will seal it with the fancy back that we cut in the same size. But before I do that, I'm going to see where I want to place the other elements to my card. So my sentiment's going to go there, and my flowers and my leaves are coming along the bottom down here. Now to stop all my sequins from falling to the bottom, I'm going to put some foam underneath where those flowers lie on the inside of the card. So we'll flip it back over, and now I'm going to put some foam tape there, and that will just stop all the sequins from falling to the bottom of the card. Now that can't be seen from the front once I glue my flowers in place. Okay, so we can now take those out of the way. We can add the sequins to this shaker element. Now mind your sequins don't land on the top of that, because you don't want those to be stuck there. This has to close on the back of your card. So we'll just put a little bit of glitter in, and that of course will all mix up once we get it shaken. So now once you've done that, you can take your backings off and you can add this panel to the back. Make sure it's straight, and that will create your shaker element for you to add to your card. Now I've added some extra wet glue around the frame, and once you've done that and it's all well sealed and your shaker elements can't fall out of your card, you're now ready to start adding it to your base and decorating it. So if you remember, that's going to cover this, and the flowers will cover this at the bottom. So now let's just add a little bit of shape to the flowers. So we'll go around the edge and just bend the petals upwards, and then we'll flip it over and we'll go around the inside just to curl them back up. And we'll do the same with this. We'll just go around the inside just to curl those petals up. Now they can be glued together, and then the centrepiece can also be pushed in the centre, and that can be added to match the design underneath, and they can be added to the card. So you're going to place your flowers so that they cover over this foam tape that you added, and that just stops the whole lot from collapsing. And then around there in a dry run, you're going to place your flowers to see where you would like them on your card. And once you're happy, you can then glue those in place, and your card will be ready to add to your base. So I've got all my flowers in place, and into the centre of these flowers I'm just going to add these little gemstones. So we'll just push those in place. And now we're ready to add this to the base. So I've lined the inside. I have my blue layer, I have my pearl layer, and they're all just going to leave a tiny border around the edges. And then this one is going to sit on the top. So that's the beautiful shaker card finished, and the stand, so they will stand together for your recipient to display. And now let's make the box that they're going to go into. So with your two matching pieces, with one of them you're going to remove all the top portion, and the two little flaps at the bottom. And once you've done that, you can then fold all the pieces in and crease them nice and sharply. So once you've got all them, this is the front of your box, this is the back. Now because you want all the workings to be on the back of the box so that it's neat and tidy, you're going to add your glue along these edges. Now once you've added your glue, take your panel and sit it inside that line, and you're going to make sure that it's nice and neat along the top edge, and then you can glue the other side. So this is the back of the box, so we'll add our glue along there and we'll fold the box in. Now make sure it's square and make sure it's well glued. And now when you tuck your little tabs in, you can fold over the top layer and that will hold your card. So there's your completed box, and your card will fit very neatly inside it, along with the stand. Fold the stand up and tuck it down the side, and that's a lovely gift to give to somebody for any occasion. Here's the card and the box and its stand, created with the 6x6 card and box die set, along with the Easel card stand, and they are from Card Making Magic, available at CraftStash. So I hope you've enjoyed the video, and if you have, please join me on the next one, and I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.